ask for those?
Jackson County Commission meeting to order. Have our roll call.
District 1, Mr. Guthrie.
Present.
District 2, Mr. Venable.
Present.
District 3, Mr. Miller.
Present.
And District 4, Mr. Levin.
Present.
Quorum is present, so we can conduct business outside up. We have no old business, so we'll move on to new business. First item is appointment of a member to that discretionary committee. It's a term for a year. I think I'd like to see everyone be available as a proxy as possible. We can include that in the motion. So we need a motion as far as the appointment goes for the position.
I'll make a motion, Mr. Chairman, that Commissioner Levin be appointed first term.
Okay. We'll have to include all other commissioners.
All other commissioners by proxy.
So we have a motion, Mr. Miller. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on this?
This will be 1 year.
It'll be a one-year term, and as noted, if we have everyone available as proxy, I think that's necessary in case Mr. Levin can't make it, or there's a couple that can't be there.
But also, let's reiterate one thing real quick. If someone is available, any member of this commission can set in and be a voting member of that.
If we approve this proxy vote, yes.
Okay. That's what it is.
Any other discussion? Have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. Okay. Next item, motion to approve the security radiation safety plan. This was presented to us last week. Before we go into further discussion, since it has been on our agenda before, entertain a motion to approve it before we move to further discussion.
So moved.
Motion, we have a second. Any further discussion on this item? And I think, as you said, we would, if this is approved, you'll take this and get it approved or signed off by the security committee. Is that correct?
What I'll provide it to is the security coordinator, which is the sheriff. Sheriff brings it to the attention of the security committee. Will go over it.
Okay.
As the resource officer, the radiation officer, have you named that person?
No.
So that's going to come at a later time.
You said you would have at next week, perhaps we'll have a kind of a report on where the whole process is.
I can do that.
So tonight it would be just the approval of this, and of course there are a few other things to go forward. Have to be willing to provide us with the information necessary to go forward with that. Any other questions or comments on this particular part of the plan? Okay, do we have a motion? We have a motion and second. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. Okay. Next item is in regard to our phone system bids. We have two bidders on this phone system, and you have one from TechLinks, and you have three actual bids from Dynetics. Solution B for Dynetics was the only one that met bid specifications. The prices on these were higher than expected. It would be my recommendation that we reject and rebid this with reduced specifications. We put some extra things in there in hopes that we could get a lower price and even more quality out of it. But what I'd like to do is pull some of that out, keep the quality of the system in place, but reduce some of the unnecessary things that would have been, I guess, extra to hopefully get a lower bid, something that would be more in line with what we're looking for. Any other questions?
Motion to rewrite the bid specs.
Motion to reject, rebid. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion on this item? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Okay. I'll get that done and hopefully have these out next Monday, so I think it's a 3-week bid period. We'll try to get those as quickly as possible. Okay, next item is the budget amendments. This is something that I'll go ahead and mention. No major changes. Mr. Manning will go over them in short, but we can approve these tonight, or we can wait and put these in a work session once everyone's had time to review them. I'll let Mr. Manning present real quickly what we have, and then we can have that discussion as to how we want to proceed.
Okay, as Mr. Hodges had mentioned, we're just basically restating 2 or 3 items on here, and what we're doing is basically, instead of forecasting or budgeting a revenue that is actually a reimbursement type payment to reduce an expenditure, what we're discussing doing is not budgeting the revenue and budgeting a lower expenditure for that same item. So there will be no effect on the overall numbers of the budget.
Make the motion to approve.
Okay, motion to approve the amendments. Do we have a second? Okay. Any further discussions or questions on it? Any other questions or comments? We have a motion and a second to move forward with this. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no.
No.
All right, next item, motion to approve the November 29th as an extra holiday. I would ask that we approve the day after Thanksgiving. Currently, they have the 28th, ask that we do the 29th. With the budget situation as it is, there's not a lot we can do for our employees at this time, but this is a little something that I think that they would appreciate. So we could ask for a motion to approve the 29th as an extra holiday.
I'll make that motion.
Motion, we have a second.
Second.
Any discussion on this? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. And the final item is the contract to move forward with the bid process for the County Park Sewer Project. We had been presented with this last week at the work session. Mr. Porter has reviewed this. There wasn't, I don't think, we had just been presented with it, so before we move to the vote, I'll ask for any discussion on this particular item. Any questions or comments? Mr. Barnes, do you have that?
Mr. Porter looked over it right.
Correct.
I think we needed a date to open the bid. That's all we needed. The 7th of November is the 90 days left on 26-day permit, so I don't know why we should have that. I suggest November the 12th, that's the day after the day. Would be a good open date for the bid.
So when approving this, we'll need to choose a date and recommendations for November 12th. We would probably have our meeting that
And I
night.
guess to pick up, I don't know where we want to put the bid packet up at, it would be the park that's commission.
We could post the note at the park and the commission office. Anyone that's wanting to do it, probably, we could maybe have a copy of that in place. So we can,
That needs to be in the advertisement, right?
It does. That needs to be filled in.
we'll do the commission office as the place to pick up the,
Is there a bid on, yes.
Performance payment bond included, or is it just bid bond right now?
Right now, it's just bid bond. In the contract will require payment.
And we don't have to have a AM permit because of, it's got to be less than a mile on the shore run. And we're doing it in 2 different sections, like the, bid packet says. We don't have to do an AM permit. We don't have to do it. Once we get 26-day permit, we're ready.
or we can receive the bids even if we've not received that permit. We just can't proceed with the project.
But, 9 days is up, they're supposed to have them back to you in 9 days.
Okay.
It's a process. It's 7 to 9 days.
Okay. So any other discussion, questions, or comments? Motion. So entertain a motion to move forward with this, that timeframe. Motion, we have a second.
Second.
Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. Move on to our reports. Mr. Manning? Mr. Whitehead? Mr. Porter?
I don't have anything but.
Sheriff?
Maybe give you a little heads up on a piece of equipment that's going out on the courthouse security. The DVR that I guess provides the pictures of, and you're looking at them with all the cameras. Some buzzes, real, real bad. Mr. Timberlake looked at it, it's an old piece of equipment that was down in the basement. I don't know, it's getting louder. It's really aggravating our dispatchers, so it's right there in may last, a long time, and it may go out tomorrow.
What was it? I thought.
You just walk around there and look at it, and you can tell what I'm talking about. It's a box that does something to the cameras. I'm not a computer whiz, I don't know. I think it separates, like a DVR, it separates all the cameras, it puts them on one screen, but it's just humming and buzzing, and when you're sitting there trying to work, it's just.
Mr. Miller?
No, sir.
Mr. Guthrie?
The only thing I have is to remind everybody about our community meeting, November 7th, at 6 p.m. Central Time at Northside Mountain, and it'll be at the lunchroom.
That'll be, we'll be discussing the vicious animal ordinance, is that correct?
That is correct, and then, anything else that folks want to come out and talk to us about, we'll be great time.
Anything else?
What time is that?
6 p.m.
Anything else, Mr. Guthrie?
That's all I have.
Mr. Venable?
No, sir.
Mr. Lakeland?
No, sir.
I would announce we have 3 positions that, terms expiring this year for the Jackson County Healthcare Authority, which is the hospital board. Those positions, I'd like to announce anyone that would like to submit a letter to serve on that board. We'll be accepting letters through the 4th of November at 4:30 p.m. So if you're interested in serving on that, please get a letter to us by 4:30 p.m. on November 4th, and hopefully we'll be able to fill those. Those individuals serving on that board at this time will continue to serve until they are either reappointed or other appointments are made, so they'll continue to serve on that until this is done. Okay. That concludes everything this evening, so we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion, we have a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay.